G'day everyone, I'm James and this is just the vibe of the thing. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you like what you see at the end of the video, please hit like and consider subscribing to the channel and ringing that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of the content that I'll be providing month to month. So here we go. We're gonna start with a very Star Wars inspired piece here. I'd finished watching The Mandalorian just recently, season 2 of The Mandalorian, and went a little bit bounty hunter crazy. This was my second bounty hunter that I drew. The first one, unfortunately, I forgot to hit record, but you can check that one out on my ArtStation page. It'll be in the same folder as this guy. So this one's based on the Princess Leia design from Return of the Jedi. Princess Leia dressed up as a bounty hunter named Boushh, I think you pronounce it, an obese bounty hunter, and so I wanted to give that a try, as if maybe there's another obese bounty hunter out in the galaxy dressed very similar. This one's a male version of it. So I gave the character a similar helmet, and you'll see me soon fix up the eyes. I really didn't like those gas mask eyes there, so I made it something a little bit similar to what Boushh wears in the movie, Princess Leia wears in the movie. And the software that I'm using for this is Clip Studio Paint. I'm kind of new to Clip Studio Paint. I've been trying it out for the last couple of months. Up until this year, actually I should say last year, we're in 2021 now. Up until last year I was using Photoshop exclusively and doing a lot of painting and concept design, illustration in Photoshop. I got a little bit tired of the subscription model and having to always update it. Like, that's not to say that the updates were bad, it's just it got a little bit tiring, especially they started, some things just weren't working properly with the Wacom pen, and they were taking away some options that I really enjoyed from previous versions of Photoshop. And so I was looking for something new, and I'd seen some people talking about Clip Studio Paint, so I thought I'd give it a try. There was a free trial, and it was exactly what I was looking for. It had pretty much all the functionality that Photoshop has, with some really good painterly or traditional style brushes, and I was able to find some nice sketchy brushes and download them. And that really suited me for what I was interested in moving into now. I've been getting into doing line art a lot more recently, and that was something that I wasn't ever comfortable doing in Photoshop, but trying it in Clip Studio Paint, I don't know, there was just something about it. I felt much more comfortable doing it, and everything worked exactly the way that I wanted it to work. And so I ended up paying for the full version of the software, and very happy with it. And especially recently, they added in another new update. They've been updating it pretty regularly, and the latest update, you can import all of your Photoshop brushes, which is absolutely fantastic. Most of them, they work exactly as they worked in Photoshop. There's a few that I've had in my collection that I needed to tweak them a little bit in Clip Studio. Thankfully, Clip Studio has loads of options for changing, brush, what do you call it? All the textures on the brush, and the sensitivity, the pen sensitivity, all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you're looking to move away from Photoshop yourself and you want some a new software that's it's pretty affordable. It goes on sale, and I think the base version is only about $50 US, and but they're always going on half price sales, so you can actually pick it up for about 25. Or if you want to pay for the full version that has everything unlocked, I think that runs you up about $200 US when it's not on sale. But again, it goes on half price sales. Since I bought it, I think I've seen 3 half price sales. So it's yeah, it's well worth checking out. Especially, like, just check out the free trial and see what you think. And by the way, I'm not getting sponsored by Clip Studio for this. I'm just recommending the software because I think it's really good. And yeah, it's also got a nice animation suite if you're interested in animation. It's pretty easy to get into, and there's lots of tutorials on YouTube for that kind of stuff as well. So let's get back into my character design here. You can see the line work is pretty much finished now. I was just adding in some line weight, some shadow areas to make it a little bit more comic style. And ended up, I was pretty happy with how the helmet worked out. Ended up giving him a big gas hose coming out of the mouthpiece there. Maybe he has to breathe a different kind of gas, like methane or ammonia or something. And yeah, I was pretty happy with the way this guy turned out. The other bounty hunter that I drew was more like a Boba Fett clone trooper style bounty hunter. So I wanted something something a little bit different, something that you don't see too often, which is the Princess Leia Boushh style of bounty hunter outfit. Now, when it came to coloring this guy, I wanted to go for that similar approach to how Boushh is colored in Return of the Jedi. Very earthy tones. Actually, I think a lot of the bounty hunters in the Star Wars universe have very earthy tones to them. Even Boba Fett, he's got that earthy green color. And they're always, the majority of their costume is that very low chroma or low saturation, as I say, earthy tones or low saturation colored tones, and with some really punchy saturated colors in there, and in different parts. With Boba Fett, he's got the red on his helmet and the yellow shoulder pads and knee pads. And for Boushh, she was mostly like desert browns and gunmetal grays, and then she had that very saturated orange helmet. So I wanted to go with something similar when coloring this guy. I went with darker browns, darker desert browns, and almost like a pink color there on his waistband and wristbands. And stuck with the gunmetal gray for all of the obvious metal parts of the costume. But for the mask, I wanted something a little bit different. I didn't want to copy the orange that Boushh had, so I went with this very pinkish red color. And I think it fits in with the rest of the color scheme quite well. I was pretty happy with it. So the idea behind me starting this YouTube channel is just to share a lot of my art, and not so much do tutorials, though I'm not closed to the idea of doing tutorials. If there's anything that you'd like to see, please make sure you leave a comment and ask, and I'll try to reply to it and see what I can add into the channel. But I'm really getting into the comic style character designs, just like this one here, and a few others that I've been working on. And the idea is that I'd like some people to build a community with, and show each other some support. And I've got a link in the description to my Patreon page, and if you're interested, you can join that and become a Patreon of my art, and you can actually make a request month to month as to which characters I can start designing. You can come up with your own character idea and send in a request for it, and if it gets picked, there'll be 2 picked each month, and yeah, you'll be one of the lucky ones that I'll add into the design each month on YouTube here. So we're actually coming up to the end of coloring this guy now. He's I've added in all the local colors, and then I went over it with a shadow pass, adding in some darker areas, and then after that I also did a little bit of some highlight areas as well, just to make it a little bit more three-dimensional, show a little bit more form. And yeah, as I said, I was pretty happy with this guy. I was happy with both of the bounty hunter designs that I did. But for future character designs, I don't want to only riff off my love of all things Star Wars. I also want to expand and start doing some character designs that maybe I hadn't considered previously. So that's where the Patreon comes in. Feel free to comment, and if you want to ask any questions about my process or anything, I'm very open to talking about it. I'm not one of those people that I'm going to hide my brushes or anything. But thank you very much for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe and ring that little bell to get notifications in future, and hopefully I'll see you on Patreon or on the YouTube channel again very soon.